Greetings, gumshoes! My name is Jessica, and I'd like to welcome you to the inaugural episode of Dicey Cantina. We've been talking about creating a channel for a long time, and I'm excited to say that day has finally come. I'm pleased to let you know we're an actual play show of Fantasy Flight Games' Force and Destiny RPG. Debatably one of the best Star Wars tabletop RPGs out there. It's definitely my favorite. Each week or so, we'll be tackling mysterious and mischievous adventures in our own customized setting on the planet Druckenwell. Druckenwell's government is essentially a corporate oligarchy, with the planet's many different businesses buying up ruling shares over the seats of government. Here, profit and property are often the only things that matter. Druckenwell has remained neutral in the Galactic Civil War as it's more profitable. However, the Empire has a looming presence, and pockets of rebellion are starting to stir. So, there will be a mix of traditional Star Warsian swashbuckling adventure, cyberpunk noir, and good old-fashioned fun. I'll be playing Lizzie Pree, an independent property infringement investigator. That's Druckenwell's equivalent to a private detective. Lizzie actually cares about people, which is a bit of an anathema to Druckenwell's professional structure, but Lizzie doesn't care. Along with her ragtag crew of acquaintances, contacts, and misfits, Lizzie will try to get to the bottom of all the mysteries dropped in her lap, and keep the lights on. And without further ado, let's get sleuthing.
So here we are at our first recording for Dicey Cantina, where we are playing the Star Wars Force and Destiny role-playing game on our own custom setting of Druckenwell, which is worth its own videos and introduction. It's got a nice long history that we're all familiar with, so audience at home, just read or watch whatever video we make for that. The crew we have here is we have Jessica and Frank. No, he's over here. And Paul this way.
It's not working.
Nope. That's not a good thing.
Shouldn't have committed to the points.
Shouldn't have. All right. So we're playing our own mashup of a noir Darkwing Duck Star Wars adventure. Here with these guys, and I think we'll jump right into just some character descriptions. Jessica, why don't you go first?
So I play Lizzie Pree, and she's the plucky detective, heart of gold, all that, super fun, a little impulsive,
So Star Wars, sci-fi, human, alien.
Oh yeah, she's a human. Druckenwell is a largely human planet, and so if she was, it's easier to be a private detective if you don't stick out like quite that much. So
blend into the shadows.
Yes,
Speaking of Paul, why don't you introduce us to your character?
Well, I'm playing Kuman Nalva, who is a Nautilin. I don't know what you call him, like a Batman, maybe. He's blue-skinned, tentacles for head or for hair, kind of deal. Kind of an aquatic-looking species, but yeah,
kind of stands out, I guess. But
yeah,
Batman.
Kind of stands out in the crowd. Likes to hang around with the other aliens or in dark shadows or alleys. He typically does work for Lizzie, but is more of a muscle kind of situation.
Yeah. And Frank?
Yeah, I'm playing Cal Draxler, who is the through and through charmer. He's the at least likes to think of himself as tall, dark, and handsome, and he grew up in Untandu and was kind of a street rat and kind of pseudo conned his way to a better life. So now he's looking suave, sleek, and put together, but and trying to somewhat distance himself from that street rat past, but is the charmer, can talk his way into and out of any situation.
Nice. And with introductions out of the way, the very first thing you're supposed to do in this game is roll the Destiny roll. So everybody roll one force dice and our roller, and let's see if that's working.
Hey, me and Kuman. All right.
Nice.
Oh,
hey,
look at that.
Look at that. Bringing balance to the force.
Bringing balance to the force. Dadgummit.
We have physical tokens. You can ask me if we forget. Which we're likely to do and never use these things now that we've rolled them.
Probably.
Yeah, as is right. So
Tradition, I believe.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
For us, anyway.
So Druckenwell is a fairly small planetoid with largely ocean and islands, and there's a main continent island that houses the big corporate sectors and the capital. And Utandu, where you guys are, is kind of the suburb. It's the Fort Worth to Dallas, maybe, as a good description. It's kind of the ugly stepchild. I can't say that. That should probably be cut. All right. Anyway, it's the nice suburbs to the big capital. There's plenty of activity and all of that. But that's where, Lizzie, you have your detective agency office. Those are the words I'm looking for. With that, to just kind of get you guys in, it's been 6 months since we've played, since you guys have interacted with your story before, that we're bringing into this, and you kind of done some things and met some new people, but you guys all tend to find yourselves hanging out in Lizzie's office at all odd hours for whatever reason you have. And so I think that our kind of first scene, I'm going to let you guys kind of bounce some ideas off each other. You got kind of a late night, light drizzly rain outside, street lights out there. What kind of things are you doing just on your downtime while Lizzie's?
Lizzie has a pot of coffee always, like in the office, and she's pacing the floor smoking, as she's wont to do. She's thinking about something, probably where her next case is coming from.
Cal's definitely relaxed, sitting slouched in a chair with a cup of coffee that Lizzie made. Try to convince her to stop pacing
It's
and
bad
just
coffee.
sit down and relax. And can we please get some better coffee?
So Star Wars, it's called Calf.
Oh, calf,
Yeah.
that's right.
Actually, it's Calf.
Kuman is bringing his own violent brand of justice to the streets, prowling tonight, beating up criminals.
In Lizzie's office?
Not in Lizzie's office, but when he's in Lizzie's office, he's brooding and thinking about beating people up on the streets.
Oh, so he's daydreaming. Lost in thought about beating up criminals.
A little backstory we hadn't covered for you, Kuman, in the 6 months prior to where we last saw you guys. You had a bit of a rivalry started with this little Sith apprentice, and I wanted to let you know, because we didn't talk about it, but I have imagined that Kuman has really dedicated himself to the search for where that person went, because they disappeared at the end of when everything wrapped up all happy-go-lucky. He's not around for you, but he's somewhere on the planet, so maybe...
Well, certainly.
It's
And
a
it's
concern.
certainly reinvigorated his motivation to return to the ways of the Force and hone some of his skills that he learned.
Don't you guys have lives or better places to be? I mean, you're hanging out in my office. I feel like you're driving away my customer base.
Driving away? I'm
Well,
pretty sure I've brought more business here in the last month than you've had in 2 years.
Fine. Can you stand out in the street and bring some more in?
A smile like this doesn't just stand on the street. You got to be careful with where you whip this thing around.
I see.
So as you guys are sitting around and chatting over your calf, there is a knock on the door, the office door on the outside there. Okay.
They don't just open it.
Come in.
I open
Make
it.
yourself at home. Don't try
And-
the calf. It's terrible.
Standing out in the hallway looks a very kind of average man in a suit, a black suit, black tie. He's kind of rigidly stood before you, sunglasses on at night for whatever reason, and he's got a driving cap and some driving gloves, and he just inquires, is this the pre-detective agency?
Yeah, it sure is.
Or the
Come
property
on
investigators. This is what we're supposed to call you guys.
Does he have a badge or anything?
No badge.
Okay, then Lizzie opens the door and doesn't just slam it on his face. So come on in.
He comes in and kind of takes off the gloves. And he looks around. And I'll give you guys an opportunity to roll some perception checks if you like. Or we can carry on.
Let's definitely roll perception. Lizzie likes that.
I was wondering if this was a chauffeur or,
Yeah, when the guy asked if it was the pre-detective agency, she looked pointedly at the sign.
Right, I was about to say something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are we calling it the pre-detective agency? It's kind of...
No, I don't know what we're calling it, but maybe not that.
What's the difficulty, by the way?
Yeah. These are rolled with average, right?
That is a very important thing for a
you don't
GM
have
to know.
put it on there if you don't want. We just go with the rolls that are already on the table.
He would have been average.
Okay, which is
I don't
two.
understand why I rolled a force die with that, but we're just gonna pretend that
Is this
I
kind of like a
it's
free
part-
roll, by the way?
You have a
Probably
force
still have added
trait.
to the, or you probably still have added to the pool from
Yeah,
up top from
I
the.
took it off now.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought you had roll a force dice.
Old Cal's coming in strong with the first roll. I'm just leaning back, sipping my coffee. I see nothing. I hear nothing.
Well, I've got a success and a threat, so
Some threat. And then Lizzie, you've got a triumph, so you don't have to re-roll that, but you do have to roll me 2 purple dice, so we can.
There you
Okay.
go. That's smart.
Oh, I can. Let me just re-roll the whole thing, maybe. Or no, I haven't.
No,
tried.
definitely just. Do
I mean, you
purple,
can
'cause gotta
re-roll if
try
you
it.
want.
No, don't do it. Don't listen to him. He's poisoning your mind.
All right. Sorry, I'm so used to being able to type like a roll a D whatever and then
Yeah, no, not
Not
with
on
these
this one.
complicated dice.
right. Okay,
When
so
it's not Baroque, you must fix it.
okay.
There you go.
Is that good or bad? I can't remember.
That's great. That means you have 3 success and 2 advantage and a triumph.
Oh, okay.
Triumph.
I need that to keep the little thing that tells me what the symbols mean.
Mhm.
I understand.
So those you rolled were threats. The explosions are successes, and what is that, Andrew? Do you know what that is? I
What,
always
the
want to say
wing
rebel
dot?
sign, but it's 100% not the rebel
that is
sign.
definitely the lightsaber.
There's a
Oh,
light
yeah.
shield?
Lightsaber
Yeah,
is the
it's-
triumph.
Yeah.
What
it's
is the advantage? What is that?
I don't know, wings and a dot.
Oh, it's not like an actual Star Wars thing?
No.
Ah, that'd make too much sense.
Okay, so let's handle this triumph. You guys can impose something on this guy, or if you want to wait until you
I
hear
want to wait
your
till we have some
successes.
other information
Okay.
before we pick our triumph.
So
Unless I can choose that he's going to be really wealthy and just give us a huge deposit. Like just
He comes in and says, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm a multimillionaire. Here you go.
briefcase full of money. Yeah.
I mean, you can make him
Literally
like
the
a
worst.
fanboy if you want.
literally the
Well,
worst negotiator. He starts going up in price.
I don't accept that. I must double it.
Let's find out some information about him before we pick our
Agreed.
thing.
So, some of the things you have perceived upon this person is he's definitely, the quickest way to describe this for you is you guys remember Happy from Iron Man?
You cut out at the important part.
Yeah, you literally
Literally
censored out.
cut out right when you said the name. You remember from Iron Man?
Happy? Do you guys
Yes,
remember Happy?
yes.
The chauffeur?
Is he the driver?
He's the driver.
He's the driver and
The
the,
director
assistant
guy, yeah.
And the director.
And the director.
And
Exactly.
and this is the director's cameo into this episode of Dicey Cantina. But no, he strikes a very similar figure, as if this is all the GM thought of about this person. He clearly is a hover limo driver. The keys jangle as he walks in, and he is well put together in that he looks like he has an employer who appearance is important.
Who does he have anything that belies who he might work for? On the keychain, little what kind of car is it?
For a couple of advantage there, I think that he indeed is wearing the Is it an insignia? What would it be?
Could have like a badge.
Logo, insignia, badge.
Well, he doesn't. He works
Coat of
for an
arms.
individual.
Can't help you if we don't know.
No, yeah.
You might be on your own.
No, I'm all on my own. This is all my dead air here.
One of those famous celebrities that insists that all of his employees wear T-shirts with his face on them. Like,
I think that just like Lizzie might have a rudimentary or maybe even a well-crafted logo to go with her property infringement investigation firm. There's a logo on the pocket or on the pocket square. Yeah, I think it'd be on the pocket square. Just a nice little nice one there. That Lizzie, Kuman doesn't because he had a threat, but and Cal is drinking calf. So
I'm not
Lizzie,
paying attention.
you'd be the only one who would notice this, but it belongs to someone you've heard of before, who is nicknamed the Fixer.
what do I know about the Fixer?
Well, you're gonna have to roll some knowledge checks for that, because I'm
Okay.
gonna stall for some time.
So-
So this would be a core world knowledge check, and we're gonna go average, but it's gonna have a setback to it. It's gonna have a black die.
So 1 black die, no purple dice.
No, two purple dice and a black dice.
2 purple dice and a black die. All
Two.
right, and then
Your knowledge core worlds.
knowledge core worlds.
I think so. I wish I had my list of knowledge skills, but yes, it should be core worlds. It's
I
not
don't think
there.
I have
It's
those
not in there.
knowledge skills. I have core worlds. It's okay.
You're probably rolling your base intelligence for that. I don't know if you
Alright,
have
which is
any.
like 2 green. Oh, 3. You're so smart, but not smart enough.
That's like her only trick, and yeah, not getting it.
You're a lot smarter than me.
So you don't know any factual information. You've heard of the Fixer before, right? You've heard the rumors, and you have some advantages, so you get to know what these rumors you've heard are before. But there's definitely the Fixer is someone who's talked about at a way upper level, board level for the corporation. So someone who is an independent, isn't run by anybody else. There's
You might like.
his story might be somebody that you've grasped onto the rumors as there's a way to stay independent on Drunken Well.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what you know about that. You don't know anything tangible. You would not know this person if you saw them walking up and down the street. You just know of the reputation, I guess is how we would say that.
Okay. And do we need to pick our triumph now, or can I hold on to that for a bit?
I think now is a good time to pick a triumph. We basically the best way, or the way I'd like to have you utilize it, is to give a trait to this driver, to this chauffeur.
A
So-
trait to him.
Yeah, so it can be a character trait, or you can ramp up.
Easily
As Paul was
moved.
saying, you can ramp up or down a skill if you want. But you can give this NPC a bit of history of your choosing with your agency, whether he's heard of you before, or whether he likes you a whole lot, or whether he hates you a whole lot. If you would like to fight him, whatever you want to do.
Shoot him dead right now.
I guess that's more of a despair.
Yeah, that's true.
He likes her. The guy, the driver, is a little bit nervous because he's heard of Lizzie and has a friend who's been helped by Lizzie.
Okay.
And,
like that.
And he likes her, and he also, now that he's here, thinks she's kind of cute,
Okay.
I was gonna say that.
which is not usual for Lizzie, but he's kind of into it. So he's a person who's around somebody who's really influential all the time. He's not usually like starstruck or fazed by any of that, but he's doing his best to hide a little bit of a crush. He's kind of fanboying.
Okay. I like that a lot. Let me write this so I won't forget it later.
I love the hair flick after you said fanboy.
Lizzie's like a tall, kind of medium built. She's like 5'10". She's kind of a, she doesn't consider herself to be particularly attractive or graceful. That's not something that she spends a lot of time trying to make sure that she looks fashionable and stylish, but she doesn't really view herself as beautiful. And so she also is not like super comfortable with people being attracted to her because it's not something she has a lot of experience with, but she sees it kind of as her
Even
right.
though she's perceptive, would she realize if someone was fanboying and crushing?
I think she would, because she just figured it out with
she
a
can read
perception
people.
check.
She's
So-
just saw.
I guess that's how the dice work.
Dice say yes.
The
Yeah.
Dice say yes.
The dice determined that it occurred, so yeah.
I think so. From there, he comes back. He's kind of looked around, and you've seen him. He's fidgeted a little bit. He's a little bit fidgety. He came in with kind of a bit of a mission, and then he's kind of stood there awkwardly while you've all looked him over, except for Cal.
That's right.
Lizzie offers him a chair.
I'm just staring literally just into like, how can Cap be so bad?
Lizzie offers him a chair and a cup
no,
of
thank
cap,
you.
and-
I'll be out of here soon.
and she offers to pour some bourbon in the cap. No? And then she just puts some in hers. How can I help you?
Well, you see, well, I'm Jovi. I work for
The fixer.
Madame. Yeah, yes, you've heard of her. Okay, good. She has requested your services and would like me to drive you to her office. I have the car outside, and I can take you. Yeah, it's kind of an urgent matter, and she was very insistent that I come and get you to ride in my car if you want to. You can, and all of you are invited. Not just you. If you don't want it, if you don't want to be alone with me, but she really would like you to come and talk with her.
I would love to go visit Madame. Sorry, I only know her by her reputation.
Vail,
Vail?
Madame Vail, yes.
Madame Vail. I would love to go visit Madame Vail in your car. Come on, guys, road trip.
Does
Thank
this
you,
Madame
Joey.
Vail have better calf than what we got here?
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm in. I'm coming. I didn't really hear anything you said, but I heard what I needed. I'm on my way.
And
Don't mind
Jovi's pretty
him.
elated that this has gone off without a hitch, and so he kind of stumbles a little bit, moving a little too quickly to the side as he heads back for the door, and he opens up the door to let you go first.
Oh, it's my office. It's okay. Go ahead. I'll close it up.
Of course.
I gotta lock it. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
And so he shuffles off and down the steps and out to the street where the light drizzle's happening, and he throws open the hover limo door kind of as quick as he can, and like dives in and rummages around and comes back out with an umbrella and looks around. As you come out the door, he kind of rushes up to you. It's 4 or 5 steps. The poor guy, he really wants to be impressive.
Cal just comes down and just grabs it from him and says, "Thanks, man," and just like grabs it from him. And like,
As we're making our way to the
he's-
car, I shoot Lizzie a kind of this stone-faced blank look, which I
Your
intend to
normal
be.
Right.
Yeah, I intend it to be a significant look, as if saying this is a trap. But of course, there's nothing there. It's very hard to read, and
Fish
the all
face.
black eyes, and fish face. And
Cal is already in the limo, pouring himself a drink.
Your all black,
Fortunately.
inexpressive eyes.
blank, stone face, but
Fortunately, Lizzie knows Kumin pretty well and catches it, and is also. That's why we're all going on the road trip, and not just Lizzie by herself, because this seems like a real bad idea.
Yeah, I
All
think
right,
he
so-
made it. I think poor Jovi made it a little bit more awkward than he should have, but that
It's
triumph.
okay. It was adorable. So he walks up, gets in
Does
the car.
Kuhn get in the car?
Yes, Kumin gets in the car.
Yeah, I'm not going to let Lizzie go do this by herself, especially if she's invited me along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is Kuman still trying to communicate through his pheromones, or has he figured out that doesn't work?
It's not so much that he doesn't know it on an intellectual level, but yeah, the Nautilans have this, because they're an aquatic species, they communicate a lot of the subtext through pheromones. And it's not so much that he doesn't understand that humans don't also emit these pheromones. It's that it's such a ingrained part of the subtext that he's always unconsciously looking for it, and when it's not there, he just completely misses it.
So you guys all load up into the hover limo, right? It's really cushy inside. There's a little wet bar and some snacks, and I think
Lizzie
even
compliments Jovi on his sweet ride.
yeah, and
Very nice.
Cal is already into the drinks.
help yourself. And he reaches over to kind of the glove compartment and comes back with a little towel, and he tries to hand it to you, Lizzie, of just like, it was wet out.
Thanks. Lizzie,
Kel
off.
and Kuman do not get one. Kel still has the umbrella, I'm assuming.
Kel reached forward for it, expecting he was giving it to him, but then Lizzie got it first, so
Right.
he makes a cool, like, I was just doing a movement.
And Lizzie shoots him a look like, seriously?
So I think the camera pans out from the back of the limo as it kind of drives off into the rain, and some nice noir saxophone plays as we transition.
Careless whisper.
Thanks for joining us. You know the deal here. Subscribe to stay tuned to our misadventures. If you enjoyed us, give us a like and hit that bell icon. And of course, keep us honest on the rules and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time on the Dicey Cantina.